After years of silence, control, and buried pain, my mom is finally ready to walk away from the man who isolated her, lied to her, and nearly cost her everything, and I'm helping her do it without him ever seeing it coming. I, 22 female, have always been really close to my mom, 45 female. She's not just my mother, she's my best friend, my confidant, the one person I know will never let me down. After I got through the usual teenage angst, our bond only grew stronger. We tell each other everything. And honestly, I've always been closer to her than to my dad, 56 male. My dad and I are civil, sure, but emotionally we're miles apart. To give a bit more context, my mom's life hasn't been easy. She was in university when she got pregnant with me. She had dreams, goals, her own identity forming. But my dad, who at the time was older, more established, pressured her into dropping out to become a stay-at-home mom. She never got the chance to go back and finish her studies, never had a proper career of her own. So now, after years of raising me and my brother, she's still fully dependent on him for everything, financially, emotionally, logistically. I try to help her as much as I can. Whatever I can spare from my own salary, I give her. But it never feels like enough. It's not just her marriage that's been draining. My dad's side of the family has never treated her well. From the beginning, they made it clear they didn't think she was good enough for him. When she got pregnant with me, they outright tried to convince my dad to leave her. They framed it as concern, like she's going to bring drama, or she's not the right kind of woman. But it was just pure judgment and bias. He didn't listen to them, obviously. That's how I exist. But the resentment never really went away. They just got better at hiding it, or at least quieter about it. Over the years, there have been countless small slights, backhanded comments, passive-aggressive moments where it was clear they never accepted her. But we tolerated it. She tolerated it, for the sake of family. The breaking point came recently. My uncle, Dad's brother, invited us to his child's birthday party. My mom, my younger brother, and I went, trying to be gracious. But when we got there, the seating arrangement said it all. Everyone from my dad's side was seated together at this long, central table, chatting, laughing, catching up like one big happy family. And then there was us, seated all the way at the back. Literally, like afterthoughts. I don't even think it was subtle. It was blatant and deeply humiliating. My mom held it together during the party, for the kids' sake. But when we got home, she was devastated. I was too. That kind of thing doesn't just hurt in the moment. It confirms all your fears. That you've never really been welcome. That no matter how long you've been around, you'll always be an outsider to them. A few days later, my mom sent a message to my uncle. It wasn't confrontational. It wasn't dramatic. She said she loved and respected them, but she couldn't keep ignoring how she was being treated. She said that the way we were seated felt incredibly disrespectful, and she just wanted to speak her truth. That message blew everything up. Instead of reflecting on how their actions might have hurt someone, my uncle and aunt got defensive. Worse than that, they got mean. They twisted her message into something it wasn't. They told everyone who would listen that she was attacking them, being ungrateful, stirring drama. They insulted her. They said she was always a problem. And just like that, she was completely ostracized from that side of the family. No one from my dad's side stood up for her. Not even my dad, really. And that hurt more than anything. It was like all those years of swallowing mistreatment meant nothing. After that fallout, things shifted permanently. My mom didn't cry. She didn't yell or scream. But I could see the way something in her finally shut off. And I think that's what broke me the most. It wasn't just about a party or a message. It was 22 years of quiet tolerance being met with cold dismissal. And now she was just done. What made it worse was the silence. Deafening, calculated silence from people who should have known better. Not one person from my dad's side reached out to ask her if she was okay. Not even to check in or try to mediate. Not even a fake attempt at peacekeeping. My dad included. He brushed the whole thing off like it was nothing. Like she was overreacting, as if being seated like an outsider at a family function and then insulted behind her back was something to just let go. He kept saying things like, "You know how my brother is," or "Don't take it personally." But isn't that the problem? That no one takes it personally when it's her? That she's expected to just keep showing up, keep smiling, keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, even when they've run out of ways to prove they don't deserve it. I started seeing things in sharper focus after that. My dad's indifference wasn't neutral, it was enabling. He didn't defend her, not because he wanted to keep the peace, but because he never really saw the disrespect as a big deal. Maybe deep down he agreed with them. Maybe a part of him always did. My mom hasn't said that out loud, and I don't think she ever will. She still tries to see the best in him. She still puts his food on the table and makes sure his clothes are folded and talks to him like everything's fine. But I know her. I see the quiet sadness in her eyes when no one else is watching. I see how she shrinks into herself now when his family is mentioned. Like she's trying to disappear from the pain of still not being seen after all this time. And honestly, I'm angry. I've never felt this angry before. Not just for her, but at myself, too. For all the years I told her to let things slide. For all the moments I tried to play peacekeeper, thinking things would eventually get better. For how many times I watched her be sidelined, disrespected, or ignored and did nothing but sigh. I thought keeping the family together was the right thing to do. But now I see it clearly. All we were doing was keeping her stuck in a place that never loved her the way she deserved. Now, I'm starting to draw boundaries too. I've stopped attending get-togethers on that side. I no longer go out of my way to be polite to people who were never polite to my mother. And when people ask me why, I tell them, no more sugarcoating. No more pretending. It hurts. I won't lie. It hurts seeing my dad pretend nothing happened. It hurts watching my mom question her worth after so many years of trying. And it hurts to realize that sometimes the people who are supposed to protect you are the ones who silently let you be harmed over and over. But despite all of that, I'm proud of her. I'm proud of my mom for finally saying something, even if it cost her the approval of people who never really saw her. I'm proud that she didn't stay silent one more time, just to keep the peace. 3 weeks later, and I still find myself processing it all in layers. There's been so much silence. Some days it feels like peace. Other days it feels like being buried alive. But I've had time to reflect, to look at the whole picture, and maybe it's time to clarify some things. We're originally from South America, though we haven't lived there since I was 5. The country we live in now, well, let's just say it wasn't chosen randomly. Most of my dad's family is here. That was a huge part of why we moved. The idea was to be close to family, to give us community, support, belonging. But in reality, it's been the exact opposite, especially for my mom. Culturally, where we come from, family isn't just a nice thing to have, it's everything. It's your backbone, your protection, your identity. Family events are massive. Birthdays feel like weddings. And being part of the family means being included, not in theory but in practice. So to be ostracized, even in subtle ways, is more than just an awkward social issue. It's like being cast out of the very fabric of who you are. It brings questions. It brings shame. It brings isolation so heavy, you start to question your own worth. And my mom has been carrying that burden for years. She just never had the space or the support to call it what it really was. Now, I want to be careful here. I don't want this to turn into a dad-bashing post. But to those who've called him controlling or even predatory, you're not wrong. When my mom got pregnant with me, she was 23. My dad was 34. That alone raises some eyebrows. But it doesn't stop there. He convinced her, pressured her, really, to drop out of college. She had a whole future in front of her. Dreams. A plan. And in one swift move, he rerouted her life into domesticity and dependency. She had no real say in it. And then, to make it worse, he isolated her from her family.
Yep.
That's right. He made sure that when we moved here, it wasn't just to be closer to his people, it was also to put oceans between her and hers. And then, even after she gave up everything, he still didn't marry her. Not until they had my younger brother. It's like her sacrifices were never enough for him to make a true commitment. Not until she gave him a second child. Speaking of my brother, I know I haven't mentioned him much. He's 14 now. And the truth is, we're not on speaking terms. That breaks my heart to say out loud. But he's taken my dad's side for a long time now, and it's been painful to watch. I don't blame him entirely. He's still a kid, still forming his worldview, but it hurts deeply to feel like I lost both of them. I used to think we were close. Now, I just feel like a ghost in his life. Update, and finally, a light at the end of this tunnel. I honestly can't believe I'm even typing this right now, but my mom is finally considering divorce. It still doesn't feel fully real, even though we've had real conversations, made plans, and quietly started putting pieces into place. But after years, decades, really, of enduring silent suffering, emotional manipulation, and flat-out cruelty masked as family structure, she's finally starting to see that she deserves better. And, in a surprising turn of events, this post, your comments, support, validation, you helped get us here. After I posted the last update, I ended up showing it to her. I was a little hesitant at first. I wasn't sure how she'd react to me airing our story to the internet. But I knew she needed to see what I've always seen, that she's not crazy, that she's not overreacting, that what happened to her wasn't okay. When she read it, she got emotional, relieved, mostly, that so many strangers could instantly see the injustice she's lived with for so long. But yeah, she was also mad at me for putting our business out there online in classic mom fashion, even if it was anonymous. Still, the validation stuck with her. She reread the comments multiple times. One person mentioned alimony, something we'd honestly never thought to look into before. That one comment changed everything. Because of course she's entitled to financial support. She spent over 2 decades as a stay-at-home mom. Not because she didn't have ambition, but because my dad systematically kept her from chasing it. We have a detailed timeline and witnesses to back this up. Family members who saw him convince her to drop out of university, who knew about job offers she was told to turn down, who watched her world shrink down to domestic labor while he maintained control of everything else. But that's not even the worst of it. We also have documentation and witnesses regarding past physical abuse. When she was pregnant with me, just a scared, confused 23-year-old woman carrying her first child, he kicked her. Kicked her. She almost lost the pregnancy. That was never addressed or acknowledged. It was swept under the rug as just another bad fight. That memory never left her, but she never told anyone outside our family because she thought it would ruin us. Now, she's done protecting a man who never protected her. There was also cheating. Affairs. Emotional, if not physical. The kind of thing that destroys your trust completely. Again, all swept under the rug for the sake of the kids. But now, finally, she's planning her exit. Quietly, carefully. We're consulting with a lawyer, gathering documents, building a case, reaching out for support. She's going to do this on her terms, in her timing, but it's happening. The plan, for now, is that in a few months, once everything is lined up legally, she'll serve my dad the divorce papers and immediately move in with me. That way he'll have no time to manipulate, retaliate, or trap her back into the cycle again. She'll have safety. She'll have space. She'll have a life. And here's the good news on my end. I'm okay too. To everyone who expressed concern about my finances, thank you. That means more than I can say. But I've been lucky. I landed a fantastic job last year, and my boss is genuinely one of the kindest, most supportive people I've ever met. I'm financially stable, and while of course it'll be a shift supporting another adult full-time, I've already been helping my mom anyway. This time it'll just be in a place where she is peace, not pain. And we're not alone. My mom's remaining siblings, who are some of the strongest people I know, have stepped up in big ways. They've offered financial help, emotional support. One of them has even volunteered to cover the legal fees if needed. After being isolated from her family for so long, my mom is slowly reconnecting with people who genuinely care about her. It's like she's waking up after being in a fog for years. And I get to witness it. As for my dad, I won't lie. I don't know what his reaction will be when it all goes down. He's not the type to go down quietly. But we're preparing for every outcome. We're documenting everything. Consulting professionals. Making sure my mom is protected. One thing I can't guarantee, though, is full no contact. They still have my younger brother together, and despite everything, she's still his mother. She still wants to be in his life. And I understand that. I might not agree with my brother's views or the way he supported my dad's behavior over the years, but he's 14. He's still a kid. And my mom doesn't want to cut him off from a maternal relationship just because his father happens to be the man who broke her. So we're going forward, quietly, cautiously, but with a determination I haven't seen in her in years. I don't know if I'll be updating again for a while. This has been emotionally exhausting, even just writing it all out. But I didn't want to disappear without saying thank you. Truly. To everyone who read. To everyone who commented. To everyone who validated our pain and reminded us that survival doesn't have to mean silence. You helped us start something. Something bigger than anger. Something stronger than fear. Something like freedom. So, wish us luck. And to anyone reading this who feels stuck in a similar place, please know, it's not too late. You are not crazy. You are not selfish. You are not alone. You deserve peace too.